So good evening, members. Last week, the series of 5 days of HTML started, and 3 days were covered last week. And we are continuing with learning HTML. So today, I'm very glad to join, to share, and we are going to be looking at forms and tables. That's what we are going to look at. We are going to create something together here, and we should be able to discuss, ask questions, and try to understand HTML, which is the foundation of web design. All web pages speak the language of HTML, and all web designers are supposed to know HTML. Just the way they know Luganda, Kiswahili, French, they must know hypertext markup language. Last week, Mr. Ogwal introduced it with a good presentation, and Mr. Dumba added on some of the sessions. So I'm glad today to join in. I don't know how many members managed to do the assignment that was given. There was some exercise I saw. Members, I don't know if you tried out. I think it was this paper of your name. That it was given last week that members try it out in HTML. I don't know how many members tried it out. Okay. So what I'm going to be looking at today, I'm going to be looking at tables and forms. If you look at this number, there was a question. Hello? Okay. Yes, I brought this. So there was a question, a page, employees, which was saying include a table of current employees and their contacts. And then there was another page of booking, which was saying include an online form for customers. And this was what it was asking. Okay, so I want us to try out this and learn more. Now, I'm going to be making use of this website called WD3 Schools. You can actually download it and have it. I normally use it as a reference a lot when I'm teaching my students. So if you look at my URL here, it is offline. I'm not on the internet. I downloaded the entire website using HTTP track website copier. I copied it offline. If you are teaching your students programming, it would be good you download it offline and put it on the computers, maybe under my documents or under program files, just the way you install Microsoft Word. You install it and send a shortcut to the desktop so that students can always use it to learn HTML, CSS, PHP, and other languages. So it is a very good one. It has all the notes. Normally, teachers say, hey, where are the notes for web design? There are some very good notes here, which you can use to learn all the languages. So today, I want us to look at tables, and then we shall look also at forms, and then connect the two elements. Okay, so let me get started. I'm just going to grab some little code here, and then I'm going to go and I create a folder on the desktop as usual. It's always good to create. So I'm going to say website. So this is a folder. I hope you can see it. And when I'm in that folder, which I've created, I'll open it. So this is my folder. I'm going to open in Notepad++. I realized last week, members are using Notepad plain. There are many other good editors, text editors. Notepad++ is a simple one. Mr. Domba, I don't know which one you are using when you are doing PHP. The text editor you use.
We are using Visual Studio.
Visual Studio Code. There are very many. There's Sublime Text. There is very many brackets. They are text editors. So the other plain Notepad, this plain Notepad here is, you can use it, but Notepad++ has better benefits that we are going to see. So I'm going to save us. So Notepad++ is a free software. You can download it on Google. You can say Notepad++ and install it. So I'm going to save this. And I'm going to call this tables. And then I choose HTML. So under Notepad++, you'll find a section here where you can be able to save tables. Okay. So I've just pasted a lot of content. Maybe some members may get lost. I may have to remove some of the few things, but I'm going to try to explain this alongside the output. Okay, so let me ask some members here. What do they see here? What do they think? These are some tags in HTML. So what is a TR? What is a TR? That is an HTML tag. What is a TR? And what is a TH?
Stuart raised the hand.
And what is a TD?
Stuart raised the hand.
Yes, Stuart.
Stable row, sir.
A TR is a table row. Okay, thank you. So TR is a table row. The row is horizontal. And TD, TH, who can guess what does TH stand for? TH, table heading. Okay, that is the secate. Stephen, thank you very much. Table header, table heading. Okay, then TD. What does TD stand for? Table data. Yes, thank you very much. Okay, I'm seeing the chat here and members are responding through the chat. Okay, so let us first see. This table is supposed to be enclosed within the body tag. So the body tag of HTML. So, and this is supposed to be the closing tag of the body tag. Then we should have the HTML, which is the root element. Okay, so this is HTML. So aside from the body, which other important section is normally part of an HTML document structure, apart from the body? Because inside my HTML, I only have the body. Which other section makes this web page complete? Which other missing? That is the head. Thank you very much. So the head is supposed to be up here. And inside the head, we are supposed to have the title. This is very important. I can say tables. Okay, so I have this as my title. This is my head. Okay, then I have my body. Okay, so that will be good enough. So let us see. If you're using Notepad++, you can be able to run. Let me see. You can go and open your file. Let me go there. Let me go there physically, but in Notepad++ can be. So you can just go to that folder where you saved your file, and you'll find this. And there's another one which has a back. This one just a temporary file. You can delete it after. But this one, which is .html, which has been saved as a .html. Okay, so okay, let me just close. Okay, let me close that. So I'm having this as my output. If you look at this, let me open it alongside our code. Okay, so this is what I have. So I have my table, and then inside the table I have the first TR. Inside the TR I have a TH. What do you notice is the difference between a TH and a TD in terms of appearance. A TH and a TD in terms of appearance. What do you notice? The difference between a TD and a TH in terms of appearance. Yes, Stuart?
I can see where there is a TH, it goes and forms its own column. Okay? It's called a row. And then where there is a TD, it starts next. It starts the next.
Okay, thank you very much for the trial. Yes, another member in terms of appearance and formatting.
Mr. Boaz's hand is up.
Yes.
TH is basically always bold. That's what differentiates it from the other TD.
Okay. A TH comes out bold because it is a heading, so it has some default formatting, makes it a bit bold. And whereas now, one thing I have, even when you are using Excel, if you don't put all borders, the borders don't appear, even in a table, in HTML. I'm seeing just my things in a white space. I don't see the lines. I don't see my table. What can I do to make sure that I see a real table, like the table I would have in Microsoft Word? Let me open Microsoft Word also. I want us actually to do some complicated table here. We are also going to do merge cells, cell padding, cell span, column span, a number of things we are going to look at. So if I have a table here in Microsoft Word, so far I have simple table. Let me see. Okay. So this is what I have. So I have first word, first name, last name, age. Then I have Jill Smith, and then I have 50. Okay. Okay, this is what I have in my table here. So in this table, the lines are visible. I want to achieve the same look of a table in my web page. So what do? Who can give me an idea? What do? I want to achieve the same look. I want to see my lines in my table. Someone with a hand, Boaz.
Yes, you have to activate borders. You put borders and
Borders.
specify the thickness of those borders.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you. So I'll come and the table, I'll add an attribute. In HTML, we have what you call the elements or the tags, and then we have attributes. Attributes, they supply additional instructions to the browser on how to present the given element. So I'm going to say border, and I say is equal to 1. Okay, let me first see. So I have said border is equal to 1. This being a number, even if I don't put quotes, even if I put it, but it's better to put quotes. Yeah, because that's what works for all other elements. So I put a border, but it is putting two lines. Yet for me, I wanted my table to be a clean one, like this one here. So Vanange, how can you help me? It is putting two lines. I want a table like this one I have in Microsoft Word here, which is showing one line. But the other one is showing two lines, and I'm not happy with that. So how do I achieve this kind of table in there? Okay, so Sekamate is saying set it to 0. When I set it to 0, then the border will disappear. I think I've set it to 1 so that it is visible. Okay, so anyone with an idea? How do we make our table to look like the one in Microsoft Word? To be just one line, one solid line, not double like that, the way it is appearing. Okay, so we are trying to understand borders and how to create them. Okay, so anyone has given some feedback? Emmanuel is saying I set it to 0.5. Let me do what you say. So border 0.5. If I do that, it has disappeared totally. It has totally disappeared. So my friend, 0.5 will not work, and also 1 will not work. Okay. I think no one is able to tell us this. Okay, so for us, the reason why it is showing two lines in our table here is because we are having, by default, when you create a table, by default, it adds what you call cell spacing. Is what called cell spacing. Cell spacing is the space between one cell. So this one here is one cell. The cell where the word first name is a cell. This one is another cell. Inside this cell, we have the data, which is the table data. Now, between this table data and the cell border, there is what called cell padding. We are going to understand that. And then between one cell and another, there is what called cell what? Spacing. So if I want my table to be like this one of Microsoft Word, where there's no cell spacing, I'll go and say cell spacing. See, the good thing with the Notepad Plus is it guides you a bit. So I'm going to say 0. Let's say cell spacing is 0. My cells will touch each other now. They will be not having any space. If I say cell spacing 4, my cells will have bigger space between them. So for us to achieve a table like the one in Microsoft Word, we do a cell spacing is equal to 0. Okay, we do a cell spacing is equal to 0, and then we have our table like that. Okay, so members, who can now tell me what is cell padding? I talked about cell padding. What is cell padding? These are some of the things that you need to know. Cell spacing. Have you understood, members, cell spacing? Cell spacing. So we have cell spacing, and I've said the space between two cells is cell spacing. Then we have what called cell padding. Cell padding is the space between the contents of the cell and the table data and the cell border. If I say 5, for example, you will see more space within the cell. So if I say 10, you will see more space within the cell. Okay. So then there is Muhammad Zapol is asking, why do we say borders is equal to 1, not any other figure like 2? Of course, the figure, you can say cells border is equal to 5, and then the borders will be big. Yeah, so you can set any number. So set 1 is the first one, and that will be the thickness of the cell border, of the table border. Yes. So I hope I've answered that question, and we are good to go. So this is our table, and there are really a number of things here that we are supposed to know. So I'm going to have to my table here. There are some things that are very important. So I'm going to add another person. I want to add some of the members in the members of who are very active in the group. So I have Muzahura Abdul. So which one's the first name? Abdul Muzahura. Okay. Age. Muzahura Abdul, miaka emeka. Men, we don't hide the age, so.
26.
What is the age?
26.
26. Thank you very much. I'm going to add the Tony. Tony, I don't know the other name. Let me get those who have two names. Sekate Stephen. So I'm going to have Stephen Sekate. Sekate, miaka emeka.
27.
27. 20s. Some of us are about to be. Then I have Tumushabe Boaz. Okay, so
Yes, please.
Boaz, Tumushabe.
Yes.
Miaka emeka.
38.
38.
38.
Yeah, you are in our club now. Okay, but the ladies, I don't understand. Ladies, Muliwa. Okay, so I know the ladies' age is sensitive. They will not speak. So let me just continue. So I have added more rows on my table. Now, in Microsoft Word, this is very simple. But in HTML, I'm going to add another row. So I will select, this is table row with 3 cells. Table data, these are cells. So a table row and then a cell. So if I add here Abdul and then I add the Muzahura. Okay, 26. So if I do that and I refresh, it will add Abdul Muzahura 26. So you have to make sure that you add enough columns. If, for example, I put only 2 TDs here. I put only 2 TDs. It will not be matching well with the column above. So you see here, and what we do, there is something missing here. So you make sure that the TDs are the columns, whereas the TRs are representing the rows. Yeah, so I can do the same, and I duplicate this, and I have another column, just like that we had in Microsoft Word. So I can add in Stephen Sekate. Members, in case I'm leaving you behind, you speak out. And I can also have Boaz Tumushabe, 38. Okay, so we have something like that. So we have our table. Now, I want to do something small. I want to add these people. I'm going to say, I want to get the average age. So I'm going to merge cells, and I call average age. Okay, I want the average age, and Microsoft Word is very, very good. I'll put in my formula. Choop, I've added. Now, I want this to come out in HTML. Here is a merged cell. How do we merge cells in HTML? How do we merge cells in HTML? Now, there's someone who is asking, Notepad++, is it an application program? Okay, so it is a program. So you can find Notepad++. You can see for me, I have it here on my computer installed. If you don't have it, you just say Notepad++, and you'll search on Google, you'll find it on notepad++.org, and you can download it. That was in answering Ibra. It is a free software you can use, and that can help you. Okay, so we want, our task right now is to merge cells in HTML. To merge cells in HTML. Someone is saying cell padding, that is in Noelin. I didn't get the meaning well. Can someone help us? Who can help us explain to Noelin? She's saying she did not understand cell padding. She did not understand cell padding. Who can help us explain cell padding to them? Noelin. Galaxy? Godfrey?
Yes, to me, it's that distance between the content of the cell and the borders of that cell.
Thank you. The space between the content of the cell. If it is in Microsoft Word here, I can increase the cell inside here. I don't know, I can increase. Maybe if I just increase the line spacing here, and but of course I could increase it in a different way as well. Yeah, but that space. So that space between the content of the cell and this space in between here. Let me try to bring a shape here. So this is space here between the words and the and the border. That is what called cell padding. So in this case, I have more cell padding below than above. Yeah, so on a table here, we can reduce our cell padding and set it to 10. Let me set it to 2. So if I come and I refresh, you will see that now the table doesn't have a lot of spacing within the cell. So they can space between the line and the J. I hope Noelin, you have got that. Okay. Thank you. So let us do the merging of cells. So how are we going to merge our cells? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add another row. So I'm going to say TR. What do I want to do? I want to add another row for average. And inside this one, I'm going to put TD and I call it average age. I close my TD. Okay, I've put only one TD for now. So you see now, I've just put average age. They have squeezed it within here. Here there is nothing. So what I need to do is I'll put another TD. Then I'll put my average age. So my average age here is my average age is 141. So I'm going to say 141. So I have my TD here. That is another row, another column. But check, it is coming under last name. I want this to be, I think, sorry, here, average, I used the total. I did a total age instead of average. Let me first go back here. So, yeah, let me calculate the average side. So I'll go under my layout. I'll put the formula. And instead of sum above, do you know that there is so many Excel here in Word? As an average above. So it has calculated the average. So it's 35.25 as my average. So 35.25. Okay. Nice. So if I refresh, it is putting it here. So how I want this to be inside here, but I want this average age to be across these two cells. And then this one goes here. So our friend Shiba is telling us we use a row span for merging. So I'm going to come and I tell this one average, which I want it to span to, do I say row span or I say column span? Remember, I have, this is a column, this is another column, this is another column. So I want this average age cell to span 2 columns. So I have to do a column span. So I'm going to say, call under this TD of average, I'm going to say call span. And the good thing with Notepad++, if even I complete, it shows me the attributes which I need to use. So I'm going to span these 2 columns. This TD here should span 2 columns. Okay, so I'll do that. So you see, perfect. So this cell is now spanning 2 columns. 2 columns, and then so we have only 2 TDs, one TD spanning 2 columns, and then a second TD in the 3rd column, and our equation is balancing. Okay, so basically that is what I have. Members, are you okay with that? Column span. Column span. Okay, very, very okay. Thank you very much, Tony. Okay, so we want also to do something here. I have some of these people. I'm going to add another column here. So I'm going to insert right. Okay. So I want these ones here. I want them to be in, these ones are going to be in which class? These ones here are group A. Okay. So these guys are in group A. Then these ones are in group B. Okay, let me do it like this. Yeah, okay, it's fine. So group A and then group B. Okay, so, okay. And adding the lady, because I'd wanted a lady. Insert below. Let me insert Shiba. Shiba who? Shiba. The other name is Shiba. You have one name.
Ayinza byonna.
According to your chat.
Ayinza byonna.
Zabiona, representing the ladies there. The age is unknown. Don't ask the age. That is a taboo. So we are going to put this inside this. So I'm going to add a column. I want people to help me. So how do I insert Shiba Ayinza Byonna? And then how do we insert this group A, merge this cell? So insert in Shiba Ayinza Byonna. Okay, Shiba Ayinza Byonna is coming between Jill Smith and Abdul. So members, which line should I go to? So I have this Jill and then Abdul. So I will copy this and I paste it, add another row between. Then I call this one Shiba Ayinza Byonna. And I put my age. Okay. So Shiba Ayinza Byonna has come. Okay. Members, have you seen how I've done that? Are we okay with that? So now we want to add this other column. See, in Microsoft Word, it was very easy. And now we want to add another column here for groups. Okay. So for me to add another column, remember, we had to do a TD. So I'm going to come to the THs here. And then I add another TH. And I call it groups. So a TH represents a column header up there. So when I do that, they will add groups, you can see, but there are no cells below because I've just put only here, but there are no cells below. So I will put a cell spanning how many columns, how many rows? I'll put a cell spanning how many rows?
3.
3. Thank you. So I'm going to come and I say, I'm going to come in this column, in this row here. I'm going to put there a cell. A cell, we use a TD. And I say TD and I say row span. This time we are spanning the rows. And we say is equal to what? 3. And then I say group what? A. So when I do that, Excel will do for us a good job. The web browser will know what we are saying. So we are putting group A. It is spanning, this is a TD spanning 3 rows. So after putting this one, where do we put the next one for group B? Where do we put the next one? So if it is 3 rows, then we are going to count this row as being spanned. So this is 1 row, 2nd row, 3rd row, spanned. So those ones we ignore. Then we come to this one. That's why we are going to put another cell. And this time it is going to span row span. It's going to span what? 2. And this is going to be group B. Members, I'm going to increase the speed a bit. I don't know, Mr. Dumba, the time limit that we have.
Yes, Rogers.
Yes.
Yeah, what we can do, since we are running out of our time, let us finish the tables, then we shall handle the forms on Wednesday. Okay. I'm preparing an assignment for tables only. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we have group B, and we have had this. Okay, so yeah, so basically that is what we have had here. And then we have our this last table here. I can just put the cell which is empty to balance my table. Okay, so I have something like this. Okay, so I have made my table. I've introduced what we call column span and what we call a row span. A row span spans several rows, whereas a column span, a column span, you put it here to span the columns in a row. Yes, whereas a row span, you put it here in TD to span the rows. Yeah, so that is something good. So there is really a lot that we can do with the tables. And like I was telling members on WD3 Schools, one, I want to encourage you to go and download WD3 Schools. I have this, you can have it on your computer. Of course, you can use it online, but you can get, I have this zip. I'm going to upload it on ShareBit software. You can download it from there directly, or you can just use HTT track website copier. I don't know if there are members who have ever used it. And then it can help you to scrap the website. But for now, quick, I'll just get the zip here. I already have the zip. You can have it. And when you are there, you can be able to find all the notes on HTML here. So, let us look at the tables and look at a few other things, and then it will round up. So we have looked at the border. Now we shall be learning CSS also. Here they were showing how you can style it with CSS as well, and spanning rows. That is a row span, which they have shown there. And spanning. Now they also talked about a table caption. A table caption. Let us say a table caption can be put just beneath the table opening tag. So I can say under the table opening tag, I can put a caption, and I say group allocation. Group allocation. So this is the, let us see how it comes out. So it will just put it somewhere up here. here as a table caption. That's how it has come out, but can be styled in different ways. So that is something. Basically, I'm not looking at the styling here. Those are the main things. We are not looking at the CSS, we are just looking at the HTML plain.
Rogers,
Yes.
maybe we can show how to, you can center the table, even the width of the table. How wide is the table on a page?
Yeah. Okay, so when you are looking at that, so we had the, let me first go back to my code here. So I have a table, we have other attributes. So when I type width, okay, then I say 100%. Let me try this and see. Okay, so you can see my table here has been stretched. If I zoom in, the table will always be 100% of the width of the what. Here I'm pressing Control minus and Control plus on the keyboard. So I've set my width. So I would say I want the width to be 50%. And when I do that, they will squeeze the table to be always at 50%. Even when I zoom in and zoom out, it will try to make sure that it is at 50%. So you can use the width attribute to do that. And let me see. There is also border color. So there are other attributes that you are going to see. Border color, let me see whether it will work out. Will it work out or not? So because I'm seeing it's not being highlighted here as red. Okay, this table border color is not coming out. If it is, this thing can show you in case the attribute is wrong, it will refuse. Now, maybe what I can do is, let me first do color alone. Color alone. Okay, these attributes here. So, but you could do other formatting can be done using CSS and all that. Mr. Steve had talked about centering this table. I can try to use.
Can just put align equals center.
Yeah, align is equal to center. Align, yes, you see. Once the attribute is correct, Notepad++ will show you that it is correct. So if I say align is equal to center, it should be able to come out. So I've made this thing to be 50% and then align center. So you see, right now it is in the middle of my table of my work. So I've aligned the table using the align attribute. Okay. So the attributes, members, HTML, understand what is an element, what is an attribute. An attribute supplies additional commands to the browser on how to present a given element. So border, cell padding, cell spacing, these ones here are attributes, and then width, and then align. And there are many other attributes that you'll be able to see. Some of the attributes may not be applying to the element that you are working on. So you can see I have several attributes that I look at. Maybe there is big, I think this one should be able to work. I'd wanted to put some color. Big color is equal to yellow. Okay, try big color is equal to yellow. And this one can be applied at, okay, I managed to put yellow color. This one can be applied at TR level. Let me try putting this at, maybe I want to highlight this TR, and I say TR is equal to aqua. Okay, let me put aqua color there. So you can see I've highlighted this TR. Because this was a rose fan, it has also highlighted here. So I'm using the big color. This one also works on borders on the body. You can put big color on the entire body, or you can put big color on a given table. Yeah, but when it comes to, I think we shall also look about CSS. You can do a lot more styling for these tables. And there is something that I wanted to also connect with. Members, as we are headed for training learners in Senior 3 next year, Senior 3 students are going to be learning the publications. And there are two types of publications. There is a publications using, if you look at the syllabus, the syllabus of senior 3, the new curriculum is publication using publisher. It has been at A level, it is coming to O level. And I know many people have not been teaching it even at A level. So then there is also publications, web design. Let me first wait. Just show you. So under that topic of publication, they put two things. They put web design and they also put a publisher. And here we are not supposed to limit learners on just, learners have to do a lot of things, including projects and many other things. So let us try to learn, and this is a timely lesson that we are organizing so that we can learn these things and be able to guide our learners better. They should be able to understand HTML, even when they are going to use web authoring software like, so where is, let me see. Web design is here. It's actually in Senior 4. It's actually in Senior 4, first term. Yeah. So in Senior 3, there will be publisher first. Then in Senior 4, they will be web design. Yeah. So yeah, so it is really something that we should be able to teach the learners, that they can be able to do. Here, they will not tell you that HTML, CSS, they will just tell you to teach learners to do all these things, design a website, and be able to see we have the forms, tables, and save the work. But learners need to understand all these concepts are behind so that they can be good to go. HTML editor is one of the things being highlighted here as the first. So even when you are going to use Expression Web or WordPress or whatever, this is the foundation. You need to first teach them this so that when they are using the other tools, they understand what is happening in the back end. Yeah, so I think there is really more. There is something that I want, maybe Mr. Dumba, before we conclude. There are some tools online. HTML tables generator. If you search online, HTML table generator, there are some tools that you can use to create complex tables in HTML and then have them. So you can have, so there's this one called tables generator. So you can say do not use CSS, and then it will get for me simple HTML. First, there is a table header. So how do I normally use it? I can say table, then I create my table, then I can be able to do some things here. There is column, there is row, there is cell, there is merge cells. I don't want to make you lazy. There is merge cells here. What else can I do? There are some things you can do here. Regarding the table itself, the size, the columns, the rows, the cells, the alignment. If you want the things to be aligned, then you can put in your content name. So as you do this, it will generate for you the CSS, and then you can copy that CSS and use it in your project. You see, it is generating for us. And there's an option of don't use CSS if you don't want CSS. Yeah, but there are others where you can have your table in Microsoft Word. So you can specify, you may want a more complicated table. You can add several rows, several columns, modify the padding, the width, the height, body background color. I've shown you the background color, the header background color. Let me just try out something small here. So let me say I have this, then I have 2 rows. Okay, then I have the background color here. Let me select this one. Okay, body background color, select that one. So you can see I'm making my font, everything that I want, and be able to have it there. The border style, we have some border styles, by the way. Yeah, so then I generate. Then after that, I just copy my code. Then I come into my body, and then I put my table there. Yeah, so the table generators are good. So you can see it has put my table down here. Yeah, so you can make use of them if you are doing a project. There are others for copying. If you have a table in Microsoft Word, you paste it there, and then it generates for you. Yeah, so it's called Word to HTML converter. So if you want, for example, a timetable converter, Word to, actually it's called clean HTML. It is the Word HTML or clean HTML generator. It's a very good tool. So I could come to my Microsoft Word here. I do my timetable or whatever. I merge these cells. Okay. Okay. So I put here break. I change the layout of this text direction. I can do a lot of things which I want. Then after doing everything, maybe a complicated table, I copy a table, and then I would go to this one. So I can paste visual editor here, I paste, then it will generate for me the HTML. So that it is blank html.com. So you can, or clean HTML generator. This is something that I could add on for members to learn. You try out those. Yeah, HTML cleaner or HTML washer. Very, very important tools. Yeah, so you get the other table of yours, paste it in here. It gives you HTML, which is, you see, paste HTML to clean it up, or you upload. Yeah, you try them out when you get time. I think this one, Word HTML, then which would work out best. Yeah, but at the end of the day, before you even go into those automations, let us try to understand all these things. I hope members, we can conclude with this. We can have some questions, and then what you have learned, if there is some, someone is saying, Rogers, did you just turn off your screen? Yeah, I turned off, but now it is on. Does it all those online only? Yeah, these other tools are online, which I was trying to talk about. There are some Word to clean HTML. I think this is the one I wanted. Word to clean HTML. It is also there. This is the one I think. This is the best. It says paste your document here. You see, I've pasted. Then after that, I say convert to clean HTML, and then it will get for me the HTML. So it shows me the width, the border, the first name, all these things which I wanted. Okay, so I'll get that. If I go to my HTML here, I can be able to paste it. Okay. Let me try to see that now. That I wanted to show you. So you can see it has tried to create what I had the other side from Microsoft Word. Okay. Moses Namuyimba, you have your hand up.
Yeah, good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
So actually, this is not a question, but I'm just suggesting to all fellows on in this meeting, as far as the issue of using the automated system is concerned, it is better if somebody first grasps the original technique of how everything is done. Then automation is just done afterwards to make things maybe work out faster. I just wanted to say that because I'm comparing this to people who learned typing using typewriters. There's a very big difference in people who have started learning in the period of existence of these automated systems. So I'm saying we should not pick a lot of interest in knowing how to use the automated systems. A good learner will always insist on knowing all these details that we have gone through. Then automation will come afterwards when you know the roots of whatever you're doing. Okay. I just wanted to say that. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, members, we need to really learn, and even the learners need to understand these things before you introduce them to any web authoring software. Because if you're using something like maybe Expression Web or Dreamweaver, you just say insert table and rows, columns, and you have your, yeah, but learning this, it will help them to understand, yeah, better. Okay, any other person? So Mr. Dumba is going to think of some assignment. Don't use these other tools that I was showed. I was just showing members in case you are having a project, or you can be able to use some of these tools later. But if you are starting now, just create your table manually using the tags, and then get to that level. So we are going to think of a simple assignment. And there is something also that we are going to connect, which we are going to connect. We are going to connect this with forms. I think this is going to be, this was something we're supposed to learn today, but we shall learn it another time. When we come to forms, I did something here. This other number that was shared, I think it was booking. This was UNEB 2022. I tried to do it using HTML plain. So I have the question wanted employees table. So I have a table here. This was the number that we started, a table including current employees and their contacts. So I have that. Then when it comes to the booking, they asked for an online form. So I also did it, but I used the table to organize my content, to make sure that there's a name here and there is a text box for name, address, gender. So there's a table that doesn't have a table border. There's a table in between. So there are two columns here. So tables are important. They can also be used for layout. Even up here, I use the table to put the logo beside the name of the website. There's a table here. So tables can be used if you look at the code. Yeah, so the tables can be used. See, there is a table here, and there's a logo. Then there is a TD menu. So tables can be used for creating layouts, even the form here. I have a table, and then inside there is a form, the input in the form. So tables are good for creating also columns. Those invisible tables which don't have borders, a table without border. So it becomes an invisible table. It can help you to organize content on your web page. You can use it to create a website header and a shared banner, and then can use it to organize a form. Can use it to put like columns on a web page. The 1996 web pages and websites were using tables before CSS frameworks came up. HTML plain, we're using tables for layout as well. So that's something that I thought to add. So this website, I did it using HTML plain website for UNEB last year. I did all of it using HTML plain, and I used tables for layout, colors, and everything as they needed in this number. So those who have not tried out, please go ahead and attempt that number. I think it was given last week as an assignment. Yeah, in addition to what Mr. Dumba is going to give. So over to you, Mr. Dumba.
Yeah, thank you so much, Rogers. And I also want to thank our colleagues who have been on this call. I want to reiterate Rogers' statement that the reason we are doing this is because when it comes to the new curriculum, you are not going to dodge those topics because you're supposed to guide the learners through those topics. So that's why we have started with you. Then the other thing I wanted to mention is, by the way, after thanking Rogers, I want to thank you people also for being here. So the other thing I wanted to mention is that in the spirit of each one, teach one. You notice that in these 5 days of HTML, we had Mr. Gwal. Then I also had 2 days with you people. And today it has been Rogers. So even you, if there is anything you think you can share with colleagues, please, you can inbox me and we can do something for our colleagues. It also gives us a chance to practice what we have taken along without doing. For example, For me, I've taken ages without using HTML, and presenting this class to you last week was an opportunity for me to revise my HTML. So please don't worry. You too, I know there's something that you can share with us. So you can inbox and then you tell us what you will share. Next week, we shall be handling CSS with Mr. Mbwire. If there is anyone here who knows some CSS, you can share the days with him. And also, I wanted to share with you that this Zoom is paid for. It is a premium account, not that one of 40 minutes. So if there is anyone here who wants to use a Zoom and you don't have a paid account, please inbox me and I'll give you that details free of charge. You will not have to pay for it. It's for all of us, each one, teach one. So thank you so much, everyone. Unless there is anyone who wants to perhaps say a word of thanks to Rogers, that's all I have to say. Thank you. Yes, Sebagara, thank you, Sebagara, senior hands. Okay, good night, and thank you so much, Rogers.
Good